Oof. Hey, what up, guys? How's it going? We're here for another day of the kind of adventures of Sketchbook. I might change the name of it, to be honest, pretty soon. This is basically where I go through the pages of. Let me get this thing. The pages of this sketchbook, and I kind of go through it together. And I already have a bunch of different pages in it. For the most part, I kind of draw what's in my head at the time, or what I've been drawing lately. Kind of been doing goofy stuff, skulls, things like that. And it's going to reflect in this next one. So, and I'm going to talk my way all through. I'm going to commentate through the entire thing, so you'll see what's up. But, anyways, let's kind of get into this and start it up. Really trying to push forward, and not really sure. What I'm really thinking is, I want to make it a little different than normal. And I'm not sure yet. I'm just outlining things. Kind of almost the first thing I do of everything, with everything I do, is I try to place things. My old habit I had when I was younger and first drawing is I would consistently go way off the page, just consistently. That was not a good thing. So now what I do is I almost always place the images. I place them, and I almost never go off the page anymore. Like almost ever. It's like hardly a thing that I think about. And like I said, like I usually do, you guys know my process. Sometimes I'll go into areas that I know I'll get down, like the areas of the eye there, and I will start shading stuff almost prematurely. But like I said, it's in a way to kind of hype myself up. It's a way to get myself motivated to continue the drawing. Continue to kind of push forward. I'm throwing in these little tiny nicks to kind of do this almost half shading thing that I do. Going into the, like I said, the lips, I just want to make it feel a little odd. So I'm kind of in the stage of my drawing career, or drawing life, where I'm trying to do different things and really trying to change something. Right now I'm just doing my same old thing. I feel like I am doing things that I'm comfortable with for now, but uncomfortable would be maybe the lips, just like little things, nothing major. I've been working on a lot of projects recently. I've been doing many art shows, which is why I haven't updated the channel as much as I normally do. Hopefully that'll change soon. I want to start updating the channel a lot. Continuing these small shapes. I'm darkening things. When you darken something and you change the value of something, it has to do with the kind of proportions of the other darks. I'm putting this kind of tongue here, and I'm also thinking about the lighting. The lighting almost always comes from top to bottom, top down, because of the sun, because of the way our rooms are lit. Very rarely is it coming from the sides or underneath. Underneath is a very particular light for that. I'm still kind of looking. Oh, also, I forgot to mention that this is at, I believe, 3 times the speed, I believe. It's funny, occasionally I'll leave it and I'll look back and I'll be like, what's going on? Some of these drawings I'll do at the same time I'll have the radio running, or maybe a television program I've seen many times before where I don't have to look at it. Now I'm trying to dig into what's going on behind him. These little montage things have always been something I did for practice. And I would recommend you do your own as well. These little montage style. I put this on Instagram a while ago. Hopefully you guys saw it. It's just something I'm obsessed with Instagram. If you're not on my Instagram, please follow it. It's sketch_monster and then the number 1. Sketch_monster and then the number 1. This guy's little bug character. I wanted him reaching forward. Get some kind of perspective in here. Something I used to do constantly I would draw superheroes. I'm actually surprised I didn't try to go into comic books, because I was really, really into comic books when I was younger. In terms of the art, I would buy comics specifically for the art, no matter what the story, or I would be convinced the story was better based on the art. For example, like that story, the Batman story, Hush, Batman vs Superman, Hush. I love that because of Jim Lee's art. But people, I notice a lot of people don't like that story. I realized I didn't know that. Yeah, I think I'm more of an action type pose. I do what I sorry about that, I'm a little tongue tied. What I do a lot though is I will kind of draw humanoid strong characters. Like I will draw like the street sharks, stuff like that, because I find them very cool looking. I wanted like a sword hand. I didn't want like a normal hand. Part of it it is easier, but part of it is, I mean, I just wanted something a little bit slightly different. Going into his other hand. His other hand's going to be normal. I don't want somebody with two... I almost never draw a character with two knife hands or two... You know what I mean? He's got to be able to grab something. It only makes sense to me. I give him these tiny little ram horns. Going back to the other guy. The skull guy with the open mouth. The kind of Mick Jagger mouth. Now I'm starting on the third image. I'm not really sure what that's going to be either. But everything, like I said in other tapes, I start with a vague blob, and then I work into that blob. Or what I see into that blob, very similar to a Rorschach pattern. You know, you can like, what do you see in this? I'm throwing in, another thing I've been doing lately is I've been trying to throw some high contrast. I think it makes certain things look way nicer. Like I'll throw in some massive darks behind like a figure that would most likely be boring otherwise. Kind of continuing on, and like I said, I like that high contrast in the center. I think it draws attention. And you want it to draw attention. That's the thing. You got to put this strategically. Where do you want people to look at? Going more into his back. There's another thing actually I want to talk about, especially when it concerns matters of Instagram, and that is how much detail you put into something. I've noticed that detail can correlate sometimes with time, or all the time. Sometimes there's certain details you just don't know, but then other times like just throw more time into it, and you're like, okay, wow, this is turning out pretty good. I'm just putting more time into it, because I have that habit of not trying to not wanting to finish something, and you just kind of leave it. I guess maybe because you're afraid to mess it up or something. But sorry for the light going a little odd. And I put back there a plane, a very generic plane with some asteroids maybe around. Which doesn't make sense, right? It would be a spaceship, really, with asteroids around. But yeah, try spending more time on your stuff. See if that does anything. I know for me, it's really starting to pay off for me personally, at least where I can tell if I feel like I'm improving or not. I feel like I'm improving because I'm staying on stuff more, or like I said, I'll just spend a little bit more time on certain things. And you'd be shocked. You'd be shocked what 20 more minutes will do to something. It just gives it that little oomph. If you have time, I would recommend doing that. Spend like 20 more minutes, right to that point where you're like, I'm done. Spend a little bit more time on it. See if that does anything. I'm not saying it's going to do everything every time, but it might make a big difference. You don't know. Going in here, trying to shade some of the sword to kind of, so it looks like it's in the picture. Trying to pull some more darks here. I'm mostly just refining shapes. Same thing going through refining shapes. I want to do actually a video entirely on refining shapes pretty soon. Refining things in your drawing, because some people ask me that, like, how do you go through and refine something? What is it to do that? It's continuing. Go on the lips. I'm trying to make that darker to kind of give weight to it. Pushing through. And it's pretty much the end of it. Go back to normal motion here. But yeah, this is how I do a lot of my sketches in my sketchbook, usually when I'm just messing around. Yeah, it gives you a good insight into what I'm doing. I'm glad I'm going through every page of this thing together. And I'll most likely see you on the next one, of course. And I'll probably... I don't know how often I'm going to do... I'm going to start timing these maybe one of these per week for this particular segment. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it, and I will catch you next time. So